The Retirement Halftime Show. Maintain your lead in retirement.
You're watching the Retirement Halftime Show. I am your host, Alexander Joyce, with our co-host, Alex Clark. Today's topic is, to me, exceptionally exciting.
Yeah, I agree completely, Alex. You know, something that we see that's on everybody's minds, annuities. Are they for us or are they not?
Yeah, and I think that for a lot of people it's a bad word.
Yeah, 100%.
For a long time it's been a bad word. I think that the reputation has over time gotten maybe a little better, but I think that one of the biggest reasons, before we kind of break this down a little bit, and I want you to speak on this a little bit as well, because you've been doing this a long time. For generations, years and years and years ago, they were considered very bad. And a lot of baby boomers today have terrible stories because a lot of those insurance products, if you would, back in that era, didn't have beneficiary designations.
Yeah.
Right? So grandma or grandpa or mom or dad would sock a bunch of money away at the bank in an annuity, if you would, with no beneficiary designation. And then they pass away, if you would, and we know what that means to have no beneficiary designation, where the insurance company takes those assets, if you will, and that's a horror story.
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of people are still kind of getting over that, if you would.
Or the story of, hey, they turned the money over to the insurance company and grandma died.
Yeah.
And there was nothing.
Right. The annuitization.
Correct.
Yeah. That's sad. I think that what I'd like to do, just for a few moments, is I want to break down the most common three. Okay. And then I want to share our view. Okay, and I want it to be comfortable, not uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So first of all, the most common would be the one that is an interest-bearing type of an account, which would be very similar to a CD, right? So you put the money away for X amount of years, whether it's 3, 5, or 10 years, and you've got a fixed rate of return.
Traditional fixed annuity.
Traditional fixed annuity, just like a CD. They're both interest-bearing accounts. One is FDIC insured and the other isn't, right? Could be backed by a state guaranteed fund, but we don't want to get into the details of that.
Correct.
Okay? Tax deferred is a benefit of the annuity, right? So you're getting the luxury of what's called compounded interest, or what I would call triple compounded. You're getting interest on your principal, interest on your interest, and interest on the money that you would have paid in taxes. That's a benefit,
that's a big
right?
benefit.
That should be in the history book, compounded interest. So that's one, very easy to understand. The other one is what's called a variable annuity, right? So a variable annuity, you would need a securities license to be able to sell this to anyone, and it is a security where a fixed annuity is not a security.
Correct.
And what makes it a security is it has sub-accounts, which walk and talk, very similar to mutual funds. Very similar. You know this best. And there is some volatility. There could be some volatility there.
And the other thing we hear a lot from people that are in the variable annuity product is, once they start to dive into it, is that it's very expensive.
Can be very expensive.
Can be very expensive, absolutely.
I think the average fees could be around 3%, right?
Yeah.
That is the topic of fees. Of course, we talk about that a lot, and we'll dive in deeper and down the road. But I think the other one I want to talk about, and just to make sure we understand, variable annuities are very similar to mutual funds. There's some great benefits to them. But the other one I want to discuss is the one that's the most common, and that's what's called. It's probably the newest and the one that's evolved the most. And that is what's called the indexed annuity, also called the equity indexed annuity, or the fixed indexed annuity.
We're seeing a lot of people come through our office that are working with the indexed annuities.
Yeah, and a lot of people have them. A lot of people have questions about them. A lot of people, because there's good, bad, there's ugly, and a lot of times it's the story of maybe it's too good to be true.
Correct.
Right? So the fixed element to the fixed indexed annuity is the fact that it is fixed. Just like a fixed annuity, it's fixed, right? So there's that floor of 0. You can't lose money in it, and you have a fixed rate of return, right? The equity portion is that, just like you're tied to an index would be the S&P 500 or the NASDAQ or the Russell 2000, if you would. That's the equity that they're looking at as a measuring stick for performance. Right? But since, again, it's fixed, not necessarily tied directly to the index, you have upside potential but no downside risk. There's other benefits like guaranteed lifetime income. A lot of people are putting these in the overall portfolio as a fixed income element. not necessarily a bond replacement, if you would, but can certainly act sometimes, could act, if you would, as an element of fixed income.
Yeah.
Can provide a guaranteed lifetime income. We always make sure we check beneficiary designations to make sure that
that's important, that it is a beneficiary product.
Most important.
Yep.
Right. So
it's they're not necessarily right for everybody, Alex. I think you said that, but they do fit a certain piece of a person's retirement plan if positioned in the right way.
I agree. So I hope that what we've done, because we could talk about this all day,
yeah,
but I hope what we've done is we've answered some questions. We've brought it down to a level of understanding that is tolerable, if you would. What I would invite is for anybody that wants more information on the topic to reach out to us.
Give us a call.
Give us a call.
Completely.
Shoot us an email and further that conversation.
Right.
Okay. So stay tuned. The best is yet to come.
The Retirement Halftime Show. Maintain your lead in retirement.
I'm Alexander Joyce, President and CEO of ReJoyce Financial. If you're in retirement or near retirement, with all life's changes, it never hurts to get a second opinion. Managing expectations is the foundation of a prosperous relationship. Our goal is simple. We want to get to know you. So pick up the phone and make an appointment for a complimentary visit. There is no cost, no obligation. We simply want to get to know you and see if we can add value to your life in retirement. We can discuss topics like income planning, sequence of return risk, taxes, and estate planning, Social Security maximization, and much more. Let us help you develop strategies that can develop a successful retirement. If you want to know more about successful retirement strategies, then call now, schedule a visit, and let us help you rejoice in your retirement.